Performance is in the Wally DNA. All our yachts are built to be fast and easy to sail. They also are very competitive at the highest racing level. We created a circuit that set new standards in racing superyachts. Our Pro-Am formula requests the owners to steer their yachts. The rest of the crew is made of super professionals from America's Cup, Volvo and Olympics. This year we had 4 regattas, one in Palma de Mallorca, 2 in Porto-Cervo, and one in Tropez, with the participation of 10 to 14 teams. The fight on the water was extraordinary. Each event had a different winner, and the Wally Class trophy was assigned only in the last race of the season.
I love to start the race in Palma. It's a wonderful place.
Everybody's done a lot of work during the winter and wants to see how their boats are going to go compared to the others.
I think it's the best race place I have ever found. It's big, it has permanent winds. It's a fantastic way to start the season.
Well, it was a great start to the season for us, so yeah, to win the first race was really important. And we sailed a really nice race. The last 200 metres was a bit scary. There was a big shift, so we couldn't lay the finish with our spinnakers up. We just managed to flap our spinnaker and go through the line.
We put a lot of effort into making changes to the boat. Lindsay's always keen to try to do things new, and coming to Palma Vela is where it all happens, where you find out whether you've done the right thing. So there's always a certain amount of apprehension, but also excitement as well.
Right now it looks to me as if it's going to be the other way around, and Christina's going to have to help Kitty's from falling over. I remember when I started coming, we were 3 or 4 Wallies. I think as people have become more competitive, they realize they have to start earlier getting their boats ready for the season, and that this is a place you have to come if you're serious about doing the other regattas.
Palma's a great place to come to, yeah. It's a vibrant town, and even when days look calm, you seem to get this fantastic sea breeze. Yeah, the sailing conditions are great.
Palma is often a place where the wind either strengthens or falls at the end of the day. But that makes it exciting and a difficult place to sail. And the boys like to come here. You know, it's a town which is nice for the crews. There's lots of places for them to go out in the evening, so I think they have a fun time. I'm not sure they're all in bed very early like I would like, but I think they enjoy it.
2, 1, go! But I'll keep on flying.
very tricky day. We started with a pretty crazy forecast. Main thing why we won the race was we could do our strategy that we decided for the day. That was to go to the port to the left side of the course. So we basically done what we thought before the race, and that's why we won.
Keep on flying until the day I die.
When I first started racing, I just had amateurs on board. And then I realized that everybody was having professionals, and that was a very professional thing. I have managed to have a very, very good crew. We have a little bit the proud, to have the Spanish flag. Miguel is a captain of the boat. He shares the passion for this, and he takes care of nearly everything.
We start with the breakfast at 7:30 in the hotel. We already have the forecast, so it's the time where tactician, navigator, and strategists start talking about what they think is going to be a little bit the plan of the day. After that, we come to the boat. We explain the crew as they are arriving which sails we are taking with us. The boat is working pretty well. We are being pretty lucky. We are having small issues with the cheap winch, which is making a strange noise. So we are looking after it as much as we can to make sure it doesn't fail during a race, because then we are in a little bit of a problem. Once we cross the finish line, we discuss which things we've done well and what can be improved for the next race. The navigator especially does an analysis of the numbers of the boat, how we've been performing, and prepares it for the next day. And after that, everyone go to bed and try to rest and get ready for the next day.
Looking out my window at the earth below, I can see you waving through the hazy glow. In my cosmic ship, we can get so far.
In the water we are very close, very, very close, and basically we sail boat by boat. So what we have seen today is just pure racing, like dinghies. It's just boat-to-boat racing. Sometimes you have some local knowledge, but Palma is such a popular place for sailors that many boats base the boats here, and they campaign and then practice here. So many people know all the tricks as well. So yeah.
Everybody try to do something new to become more competitive, and it's actually a mystery. The first day of the Palma, that's the time you see the boats with all the new changes.
It all starts when you're racing against the other boats and you see where your weaknesses are. There's two sides of the analysis. One is the computer from our instruments. The other thing is coming from the gut feeling of the sailors. So you look at solutions that could improve your weaknesses. We looked into the numbers towards the end of last season about the gain that we could make with a lighter, stiffer mast. I've got a million numbers in my head of timelines and frames and braking strains. I have to look at everything, but it was 2 months to build it. It arrived in time. We got in the water, measured, and came here. So the numbers have improved, so we've hit that target, but we've improved the gut feeling as well. So the guys are now able to tack into a start line, hold a line, and in some cases be higher and faster than our competitors.
So guys, we all know, nice smooth round, jibe set, okay?
Finally we have a nice fast boat. Teamwork is the key success, and here you have almost 20 person on board, so everything needs to be super coordinated and synchronized in order to win.
Cut here, no left, left.
I'm a good friend from Sime from the Olympics, and he called me as a coach. It's really good fun. It's a good team and good spirit. Obviously, I am hooked to try to help them with the decisions and things like that, but I try to stay quiet. Yeah, sometimes I talk. I cannot help myself.
Well, it looks like the big boats are losing a little bit with the small boats. Look at Narita, what they did when they started 2 years ago. They were in the bottom of the series, and now they win this Regatta, which is really good. They improve the boat a lot, and they sell very well as well, you know. So all these boats improving every year, it moves the level up. It's good fun.
First win always feels amazing. I feel really grateful for the captain at the first place because he did a major job this winter, and we see today that everything paid off. It is a special moment for the whole team. Yeah.
Porto-Cervo, c'est quand même le paradis de la voile.
It's a very beautiful place. It feels like a Hollywood version of Italy.
There's hardly anything with a more spectacular surrounding as these islands.
Find a nice little slot in the fleet. You've got the Centos in front, us and the 94s in the middle and the 80s behind. It's come down to almost match racing between us and Magic Blue.
Magic Blue's got lots of pressure.
We fight with each other and we both end up slipping a little bit down the table.
Yeah, well, having the two boats close in performance is difficult. When we get her behind, we can push her back, but when she's behind, we have to try and stay with her, and so it becomes quite tactical, and the other guys are doing a good job as well, so the racing's clean and good fun.
My introduction to the other owners in the class was at an owner's dinner the night that we collided with Magic Carpet. In the first moment I ever drove a race here, I even seriously considered not going to the dinner. Fortunately, we went, and I've never felt so accepted in my life by this crowd. And, you know, I couldn't say enough good things. I find people extremely friendly.
Yeah, no good. Careful with no lower, no.
Once we sailed on Magic Carpet, the decision was easy that we wanted to build something similar to that. My wife has always had a great affection and appreciation for the Wally look of any number of Wally related things. I'm not sure we would have gone and built a Wally had it not been for the Wally class. But just the idea that you'd be building a more competitive, faster, lighter version of a Wally was attractive to me. And in something that we could cruise with our kids, but cruise fast, and it has really met our expectations in every respect. She's very light, very quick.
The idea behind the Wally is a box roll and having a bunch of very similar boats. Between the first one, Magic Carpet, and us, and now a third one on the line. So I think it'd be great if we can get a whole fleet of these out here, all very close in rating, to have some really fun racing.
The competitive element is really thrilling to me. There's no specific goal to win a race or win a season or anything like that. I think we're a long way from that. It'd be fun to win a race, sure.
Finally, our first win in the coastal races since this team started, that's 3 years ago. By the first turn around the islands, all the 80s came on our back. It was really close fight, and this is what I like this class about.
We were 2 meters behind Nahita, Tango was 2 meters behind us, Rayakan was right behind that, Tilicana was right behind that, and we were all going around rocks. Literally, you could, throw a rock and hit it. It was so close.
It was a really beautiful race. We had nice wind, but we managed to stay in front and extend the lead a bit before the finish.
Lyra is an older boat that's been modified over the years. But really just trying to get the boat to be competitive with the other 80-footers in the Wally fleet. We're doing things in this class that happen at the highest level of the sport. And it can be many ways. It can be equipment changes, just modifications to the boat. It can be technique, using coaching, practice racing. We're out here, people are practicing for 4 days with full teams, full complement, owners practicing. The key to having successful training that's worthwhile is that you train as you race. We'll try to use the racing sails because then the guys can look at them, get the shapes right, learn about our boat speed.
Straight into the finish, okay? See you there.
Making sure that we're on time, we're turning around marks, not just out in the middle of the water where it's easy, racing against other boats as much as possible. If we practice like we race, then when we come to racing, it's no different. We all have drone footage, data analysis, all of these things, and we're doing that. Many teams are doing that at this event and all season in the Wally Class now. It's a mini America's Cup, and that's amazing, and that's more than we do in a lot of other classes. It's a good group of guys. We've all done some Olympic time, many America's Cups, all those races, World Championships on many different levels. Too many to count, honestly. Every single day we come in and we learn 3 things from talking to each other, learning how to work together, something about the boat. Every single day we're improving, and we always strive to do that. The crew is 50% of it, for sure. I think everyone's key, honestly. We try to make sure everyone's on the same level. So I think that's the coolest thing about our team. Is that all of us wash down the boat. And I say we have no princesses is kind of how I like to run the team. That spirit comes from working together and supporting each other.
Pressure coming back, bit of a header turn coming in.
Perfect race for us today. We had a
best start, I would say, at the pin end, and although the wind went in our favor a little bit, so we had from Mark 1 a very nice lead, and from then on we basically did non-mistake and very, very clear win, but the first and only one this season.
J'ai toujours souhaité conserver un vrai côté corinthien à Ryokan. Pour moi, ça a toujours été plus un jeu qu'une véritable compétition. Dans mon travail, j'ai toujours voulu que les gens qui travaillaient avec moi fassent partie d'un team et que ce team soit en fait une famille très ouverte. L'équipage vit comme ça.
On y va, on met les lames. Ok, pareil en panier.
L'histoire de l'équipage de Ryokan, c'est parti un petit peu du postulat de base de dire on va faire un équipage French speaking. J'ai essayé d'emmener beaucoup de gens avec qui j'avais déjà navigué, avec qui on s'est battu un optimiste, parce que je pense que c'est important sur ces grands bateaux de pouvoir avoir toujours une relation très honnête, notamment dans les débriefings, dans l'analyse de performance, dans la possibilité de se remettre en question. Ce qui caractérise l'équipage de Ryokan, c'est que quand on est dans le dur, quand c'est compliqué, on est capable à la fois d'un peu de dérision par rapport à ça et vraiment de jamais lâcher l'affaire.
The key point is we need to have a friendly atmosphere on board. Sometimes we don't look serious because we are laughing, joking. There is another boat like this, Nahita, funny boat, a good atmosphere as well. They've got very good result. I'm quite sure that's one of the good key.
Oui, on va dans une. On voudra gagner très rapidement.
Souvent, je dis qu'on est capable du meilleur et qu'on est capable du pire. C'est un peu le bateau d'Astérix. On prend un peu de potion magique et on va à l'attaque.
Hop.
It's always great in Sardinia. You never really know, but if it plays out like yesterday, then hopefully it'll play into the big boat's favour.
Anything can happen. We're tied with Galatea with a throwout. All we can really do is control the bigger boats. We'll probably keep an eye on Galatea and do the best we can against them.
Feeling is phenomenal. Fun against all the boats, but particularly open season and Magic Carpet. Great race.
When I started racing, there were Kevlar sails. The technology of the sails has changed a lot over the years. Today, the state of the art would be 3DI, which is a sail. This is almost as fixed as an aisle of an aircraft because it's really very stiff, but it gives you the highest performance. We can race with 3 jibs, and then we are allowed to have 4 spinnakers. We have, of course, 2 of each. Something may break.
It's a bit of an arms race in the class. You've always got to keep up with the other guys. We try to not buy a bulk of sails at one time, so we have a sort of a rolling system. We're always trying to update the design of the sails. For instance, now we've been working on the shape of the mains this regatta, and we're going to have it recut probably for the next regatta.
We go for heavier sails or do we go for lighter sails? That decision is taken, and we have to take it before we leave the dock. Let's say it looks like a very light day, so we take a light spinnaker, and all of a sudden we have 25 knots of breeze. Then we have a problem. We risk that we rip it simply by the pressure of the wind.
It's always the challenge, and it's always a big discussion. We're probably looking at 5 different weather forecasts every morning just to try and get it right and try not to get caught out. We've made some mistakes in the past, and you end up out on the race course and you wish you'd taken the heavy sail.
Then you get nervous, and there is a time limit where you have to take the decision. If 10 minutes before the start we realize we have the wrong sail, we have to sail with the wrong sail. Nothing we can do.
When you win, all the energies in the boat collide, all the people all go forward, the dynamic changes. Actually winning, not every time, but occasionally it's very important to keep a project going forward.
Come here in summer for the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup is fantastic. It's a different world.
The most risky one, we have to go very close to the rocks.
Typically there's a windy day in the Maxi Worlds. We may be going upwind in 25 knots of breeze. It's kind of fun to prepare for that, so that's exciting.
We have Magic Carpet, and that's the one we want to beat. That is a clear case. I like Tonino to win. Yes, really. I was happy for him to win. But you see, Magic Carpet we would like to beat, at least on the water.
We're second. Very happy with it. We've been working on the boat a lot and the sailing, the techniques, and the people, and it all kind of came together for us today.
She's been around for 20 years, and I think she's always fits in within the fleet. In the racing side, she's always performed well. We push her hard, and yeah, it's just generally a good all-round boat, really.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Magic Carpet and J1 now started when, after having built the two alligators, I finally decided what could have been the perfect boat. And the perfect boat was very light, with all the maneuvers hidden, but at the same time very fast. That boat realized the slogan to be fast and easy. thanks to the design of Herman Fraisse. Everything was very, very simple, and J1 Magic Carpet was a kind of revolution in all the yachting world. When you sail this boat, you just trim the sheets, and immediately you feel the performance, you feel the power. It's a complete boat. I mean, you don't miss anything when you're on this boat.
She's very sensitive. I think the soul is very much with the crew. I hardly have seen ever sail on a boat where people are working so much for each other on and off the boat. I feel that soul which we have had from the first day I got on the boat, which is back in 2005. The owner has helped creating that soul and the way that we act and treat the boat, which we have enjoyed over all the years.
Open red! Open red!
First day in the season, quite strong breeze. Leading from the beginning, could tack in front of Galatea. We split at the gate and could maintain our lead there, and became a very clean and kind of easy win. But it's never easy.
We had 2 races today, both really close. Open season is the boat to beat, and in race 2 we took it to them, but it was great. Tacking duels, it's big gear, but it's manageable. The boats are really fun to sail.
The afterguard is basically made of 2 teams. One team is dedicated to boat speed, and that team is made by the helmsman, the mainsail trimmer, and the jib or gennaker trimmer. And they really have to work together because they are the engine of the boat. The rest is tactician, navigator, and strategist. The tactician is the man who decides the decision to be made in the start, and then when to tack and where to go. While the tactician is very much focused on the short range, the strategist is somebody who has a look at the big picture over longer distance. The navigator always reminds to the team where we stand on the racing ground, and on the basis of that information, the tactician may choose different ways to protect or to attack the competition. We approach very much most of the starts with the idea of having the opportunity to take away and try to sail in free air. When we have a cento nearby, it's a nightmare because you know that in 5 or 10 minutes you will have to tack. The most important thing is to prepare your strategy well in advance. If you minimize the mistakes, then you have a good chance to be on top. And it's very much up to the team to match the quality of the boat.
We went out trying not to break anything and trying to not hurt ourselves. I always say if you come back with your fingers and your toes, that's the type of day we like. A good last downwind in 25 knots and a boat speed record for the team, so pretty fun.
For Sensei was a magic day on the line, two knots up to the target, so it was amazing. And after was easy because we arrived with one tack in the mark and a good downwind, but we broke the spinnaker. And we wait, and we was able to cut the finish line.
I did for almost 30 years motor racing. I like the competition more than anything. If you turn the wheel on a race car, it slows it down. The least possible movement is the quickest way. If you think it looks so easy and the car doesn't move, then you're quick. And with the sailboat, it's very similar. You see, if you turn the helm too much, it breaks. I only see forward and what I have to do to steer the boat properly. I'm not seeing specific actions of certain crew because they're pretty far away, and then it's not my task, because if something goes wrong, I should not actually interact with them. I have the team for almost 10 years together. That's the most important thing. After 17 years of Wally racing, you see, every boat has a reputation, and it's pretty easy to find good guys.
I only get 100 phone calls a year asking for jobs, so there's plenty of people to choose from.
2, 1, and go!
Crew boss is a very important position. We've got Pepe Ribes. His communication between the foredeck and the afterguard is super important. Obviously, we've got Jochen Schumann, who's a legend. Not only is he an amazing tactician, he's an amazing manager of men. It's a lot more management than the other boat.
Stand by!
You need to have 20 good professionals to sail the boat effectively. I mean, there's a lot of push buttons, obviously, but you still push a button and you still have to tail on a winch. The spinnaker is sort of 970 square meters, so you still got to pull that down, and that takes all our guys. So I mean, we've maybe got sort of 20 people going forward for a spinnaker drop. Total numbers is 28 crew. For the stability of the boat, if we can be on max numbers, it's better for the performance.
There was some technical problem. It happens. It's a machine at the end. Solved it, and we continued with the race. Nahita, we should be better today than yesterday, and I think we were better than yesterday.
It was a nice one. Here in Porto Servo there are some shortcuts if you know your way around. You wouldn't go there if you haven't been there and looked. We rounded Spargiotto, so we were able to do a shortcut and go inside to shallow spots. Yeah. We saved a few 100 meters. When you think about how hard you fight for these meters through other things, it's definitely worth it.
Well, she's the first Wally 80. As a captain, that you feel the personality from the boat. You've got to, I guess, think that they do have a personality, and you have to believe in them and look after them. We sort of get the right guys in the right positions, the pros back there. We try to keep the boat quiet, and the trimmers are constantly talking to the owner about where to take the boat around the course.
We are all close to Pascal. All the crew in general, I think, no matter whether we are male or female, what we want is an owner who's keen on sailing, who's passionate about sailing, who enjoys. That's the fact with Pascal, so there's no difference at all. Here in Porto Cervo, you definitely cannot do a race without a navigator. You've got a lot of rocks, you've got a lot of tricky places to come through. I'm talking to the tactician, providing information about the positioning of the boat. You need to be calling the ley lines to the different marks in the course. The tactician has always the last word, okay? So I'm giving him the information, and of course, when we are close to the rocks, it's me giving the calls. Yes. In any super yacht, you've got the same issues, which is that the draft is lower than in small boats, so you've got to be careful when approaching the rocks. So I normally try to keep it very safe, but if we are fighting with other boats, the limit, I would say, 0.1, 0.2 meters below the keel.
I've been watching the boat, and they've been getting better and better, and I think right now it's showing out on the water.
The crew has spent an inordinate amount of time together, and they've been working very hard. Really, the credit goes to them. And a newcomer to this level, and there's no question we're getting better at it. It's a thrill. It's humbling to have actually won one of these ones. Tropez is my favorite sailing venue, period. And the whole atmosphere with the classic boats, it is fantastic.
You thought everything was finished. No, it's not really finished. You still have Tropez.
It's perhaps the most pretty regatta of the year. On fête 20 ans de vie compétitive, mais on fête aussi 20 ans de mon capitaine.
Honnêtement, on a beaucoup de souvenirs.
On n'a que des bons souvenirs.
Ouais.
Sailing is like that. Sometimes you have a good day and you have a good result, then you'll have a bad day. I'm sure that we'll see several race winners in this week. Everybody will have some ups and downs because the level now is very high, and everybody has got a chance.
L'aventure de Ginny démarre, je m'en souviens presque comme si c'était hier. Nous étions en famille en Sardaigne, Ginny était là et ça a été un peu le coup de foudre. C'est un très beau bateau, il y a un dessin de pont, enfin c'est la typique signature de Frères que je trouve vraiment remarquable. Ginny est un peu un bateau qui a son âge, très simple, mais qui malgré tout donne beaucoup de bonnes sensations.
Ouais, vitesse tout le temps, il n'y avait plus de questions, non. C'est bien Charles, on est en tête, c'est un beau départ. Comme c'est le plus vieux de la flotte, c'est un bateau qui est plutôt un peu plus à l'aise dans le petit temps. Depuis quelques années, tous les bateaux ont énormément progressé, donc ça devient de plus en plus dur. Donc on essaye de se faire un trou, d'essayer de passer entre les gouttes pour essayer d'avoir du vent clair. Et c'est vrai vu la taille des bateaux, c'est pas facile tous les jours. Mais en tout cas, c'est vraiment un magnifique bateau et donc c'est très agréable de naviguer dessus.
L'esprit Wally, c'est un concept, je dirais, assez unique dans le nautisme. Ce sont des bateaux, oui, modernes, ce qu'on appelle des cruiser racers. Ce sont tous des bateaux qui sont magnifiques, qui sont performants. C'est un groupe d'amis qui finalement se rencontre et s'entend bien et sur l'eau. C'est assez impressionnant. Il y a des moments d'adrénaline mais qui sont très excitants.
C'est bon? Les deux, la ligne, tu t'en fous des autres! 3, 2, 1, c'est parti! Il y aura de la grosse relance en sortie, hein? Ouais, reçu!
Moi, je suis ravi de ce bateau, je l'adore. Il est intemporel, toujours avec une ligne et un esprit magnifique.
We had a really good start and our boat speed in the light winds were very good. And we managed to pull off a first within the second race, which we were very pleased about. But the boat showed really good performance skills, that's for sure.
Good job! Good job!
I like cruising a lot. I like to listen music while I'm sailing, have my friends. Any cruise when you leave the boat, you bring a lot of beautiful memories. I couldn't believe that one day Magic Carpet was on the market and I immediately went to Tropez. There was no wind. So they were rising the main and I was thinking, what are they doing? It's completely useless. As soon as the main came, the boat immediately started moving and I didn't see any wind. After so many years of sailing, it was such an experience to go faster than a wind, so I immediately fell in love. With Sarah, we choose beautiful Loro Piana fabrics in all the cabins and paintings to remove all this and to cover against the pirates when they jump on board. My fantastic crew will take 5 full days, day and night, to be ready because we try to use the boat till the last day cruising. So they always have just enough time to put it in a racing mode. And it's amazing because the same boat that you love for the rest of the year can give you the adrenaline to be competitive with other boats. But the day that Magic Blue won't be competitive anymore, I will be very happy to cruise all the time.
Un peu difficile pour nous, mais bon voilà, on a bien navigué, on est content de ce qu'on a fait, on s'est donné à fond. On a réussi à je trouve, avoir une bonne analyse météo. Alors on s'est adapté et on a fait du mieux qu'on pouvait.
When I decided to go into sailing, it was always with the idea that I wanted to race. And I wanted to see, not necessarily if I was better or worse than other people, but if I could really figure out what my boat could do. I'm more interested in seeing an interesting machine and see how much can be optimized. The 100 foot simply because, you know, I've never sailed at 25 knots. And I've always wanted to know what it would feel like.
We started this season on the 80 and then jumped onto this one in the middle of the season, which was quite exciting and a big step, as you can imagine. It was not so easy because we had to jump back and forth. I spent quite a bit of time in Italy and come back to race the 80, but we had a good team backup. The owner was introduced to the new class and he wanted the best boat on the top level, so we pushed all the limits that we could within the class rules, and that's how this boat was born.
It is a big step, yes, in terms of speed for sure, because the Cento are a really fast boat in light wind, downwind, but handling the boat is really different because everything is really big and you have a lot of effort, so you have to be careful with all the system. But after that, now we will be 4 boats sailing in the same class. It will be interesting for sure.
The boat is sleek, quick, and beautiful looking. A very comfortable cruising boat as well, and that's still within the spirit. I think we achieved that, yeah.
Right now it's a baby. Makes a lot of noise, screaming a lot. We're trying to understand what she wants.
It was not an easy day, it was a windy day. With a new boat you have to walk on eggs, as we say in French. But anyway, we are happy with the result of all the week for our first event with on Tango. All the week we got different winds. We have now an idea where we can work for next year to improve a little bit in some areas. Yeah, I think we have some potential. We could be dangerous in the future.
were very excited for those seasons. Never expected it to happen. I mean, we were second in the Loro Piana, and we had a great race in the Maxi Worlds. But this week it was not nearly as good. In the last race, we sailed a great race, and the rest is history, I guess.
I think what's made the class successful, that was always Luca's dream, that you could have a boat that was really raced at a high level, that you would be happy to go anywhere on to go cruising. Anytime you have the owners wanting to sail their own boats, it's fantastic. And everyone is a talent, obviously, because they've been successful in their own lives. And to see an owner enjoy this and to get a lot out of his boat is one of the more rewarding things that I have in my life. The vision of Wally has really shined. It's about making these boats perform at a high level, and the owner is very responsible at the beginning for that, but in the end, it's a team. There's plenty of passion for sailing around, and I think the Wally boats sort of fit that passion better than any that I know.